They asked why Earth breeds no warriors. The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Kraloth of the Vraxian Empire posed his question. His 4 eyes gleamed with barely concealed contempt as he gestured toward the human delegation. "We have reviewed Earth's petition for military alliance status," Kraloth announced, his translator rendering his chittering speech into standard galactic. "But we find ourselves puzzled. Your world has no warrior caste, no breeding programs for combat excellence, no genetic optimization for warfare. How can you possibly contribute to the defense of civilized space?" Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembled representatives. The Draknor nodded their scaled heads. The crystalline lumini chimed their consensus. Even the diplomatic Aelurians seemed sympathetic to the Vraxians' assessment. At the human table, Cadet Alia Chen sat perfectly still, her dark eyes fixed on the ambassador. Beside her, Cadet Wyatt Morrison's jaw tightened, but he remained silent. Their commanding officer, Admiral Hassan, raised a weathered hand. "If I may respond," Hassan began. "With respect, Admiral," Kraloth interrupted, "we've heard enough political speeches. We want truth. Your species claims to be warriors, yet you come from a world of peace. A garden planet with no natural predators larger than your primitive felines. You have no honor duels to the death, no ritual combat, no culling of the weak." He leaned forward. "So tell us, where are your warriors?" The chamber waited. Hassan looked down at his 2 cadets, then nodded almost imperceptibly. Alia stood slowly, her movements precise and controlled. Every eye in the council turned toward her, this young human female, barely out of training, standing before the greatest military powers in known space. "You're looking at one," she said quietly. Laughter erupted from the Vraxian delegation. Even some of the other species couldn't suppress their amusement. This slight human, who stood shorter than most species present, claimed to be a warrior? "Silence," Wyatt said, rising beside Alia. His voice carried unexpected authority. "You asked where our warriors are. She just answered you. You're looking at 2. Kraloth's mandibles clicked in irritation. "Arrogance without substance. You've never been tested in true combat. You've never—" "We're all warriors," Alia interrupted, her voice cutting through the chamber like a blade. "Every single human." "That's what you don't understand." She stepped forward from the table, moving into the center of the circular chamber. The lighting caught the scars on her hands, not ceremonial marks, but the calluses and old burns of someone who worked with her hands. "You want to know why Earth breeds no warrior caste?" She looked around at the assembled aliens. "Because we don't need one. Every human child learns to fight gravity from the moment they're born. Earth pulls at us with forces that would crush half the species in this chamber. We spend our first year learning to stand against it, our entire lives fighting it." Wyatt picked up the thread. "You ask about predators. Our ancestors fought creatures that could kill them with a single bite, beasts that outran them, outmuscled them, had fangs and claws while humans had soft skin and dull teeth. And you know what? We won. We didn't outmuscle them or outrun them. We outthought them, outlasted them. We pursued them until they collapsed from exhaustion because we're the only species on our world that can run in the heat without stopping. We broke animals larger than ourselves," Alia continued, "and made them carry our burdens. We turned wolves into companions. We looked at birds and decided we wanted to fly too. So we built machines to do it. We saw the ocean and walked into it. We saw mountains and climbed them. We looked at the moon and said, 'We're going there.'" She paused, letting her words sink in. "You speak of warrior castes like they're an achievement. They're a limitation. You bred some of your people to fight while others farm, create, build. You divided yourselves. We couldn't afford that luxury. On Earth, everyone had to be capable of everything, or the species died." Kraloth's expression had shifted from contempt to something more uncertain. You speak of your past, your primitive history. That doesn't make you warriors now. Wyatt smiled, not a friendly expression. You think we've softened? Ambassador, Aaliyah grew up in old Shanghai in the drowned districts. She learned to swim before she could walk because the waters were rising and everyone had to know how to survive. She studied engineering while volunteering for disaster relief. She's pulled survivors from collapsed buildings. She's worked underwater reactor repairs. And Wyatt, Aaliyah added, grew up in the Australian interior, where summer temperatures hit 50 Celsius. His family ran a rescue service for stranded travelers. He learned to navigate by stars, to find water in the desert, to perform emergency medicine with limited supplies. He joined the military not because he was bred for war, but because he chose it. Choice, Admiral Hassan spoke now, standing with his cadets. That's what you're missing. Your warrior castes fight because they were born to it, bred for it. They have no choice. Every human in our military chose to be there, chose to train, chose to sacrifice, chose to serve something larger than themselves. Aaliyah's voice strengthened. You ask why Earth breeds no warriors? Because we breed humans. Every single one capable of becoming a warrior if needed. Everyone capable of being a scientist, an artist, an engineer, a farmer, a soldier. We're not specialized. We're adaptable. That's how we survived. We're persistence predators, Wyatt said. We don't stop. We don't give up. Put us in your environmental suits and we'll outlast species evolved for those conditions. Give us your technology and we'll master it, then improve it. Put us in impossible situations and we'll find solutions you never imagined because we had to. Our whole history was impossible situations. Aaliyah looked directly at Kraloth. You want to know if we can fight? Our entire existence has been a fight. Against gravity, against predators, against disease, against each other, yes. We're not proud of that. But we learned from it. Against our own planet trying to kill us with storms and quakes and volcanoes. Against the limitations of our own biology. And we're still here. Still pushing. Still reaching farther. The chamber had gone completely silent. So yes, Aaliyah concluded, I'm a warrior. Not because I was bred in some program, not because I have genetic modifications or cybernetic enhancements, because I'm human, because I chose this path, because when you need someone who won't quit, who will adapt to anything, who will find a way or make one, you want a human beside you. Wyatt stepped forward to stand shoulder to shoulder with her. You're not just looking at two warriors, Ambassador. You're looking at representatives of 8 billion of them. Every human alive today descended from survivors, from people who refused to quit when extinction stared them in the face. That's what Earth breeds, Admiral Hassan finished. Not warriors, survivors who choose to fight, and there's no force in this galaxy more dangerous than that. Kraloth stared at the three humans for a long moment. Then slowly, he rose from his seat and gave the Vraxian bow of respect, deep and genuine. Your petition, he said quietly, is approved.